That delay wasn't random. Chosen one, pause right here, because what you are standing in is not confusion, and it is not failure. It is divine restraint wrapped in mercy. The delay you questioned again and again was never rejection. It was protection working quietly while you were begging God to move faster. There were moments you felt overlooked, but heaven was actually standing guard over your future. You thought time was slipping through your fingers, but God was slowing time itself so danger could not arrive before you were ready. What felt like silence was God placing his hand firmly over the situation and whispering, "Not yet, because this would wound you." You were ready in desire, but the season ahead was not ready in truth. You were emotionally prepared, but the environment around you was still contaminated. God refuses to bless you into harm, so he paused what you wanted to prevent what you never saw approaching. You cried when doors closed without explanation. You doubted yourself when opportunities disappeared suddenly. You questioned your worth when things that looked perfect never fully came together. But God saw details you could not see. He saw hidden motives beneath friendly smiles. He saw unseen consequences attached to exciting opportunities. He saw future pain disguised as present favor. And because he sees the end from the beginning, he delayed the outcome. You did not miss your chance. Your chance was protected from arriving too early. You were not late, you were shielded. While you were watching the calendar, God was watching the conditions. While you were counting days, God was removing dangers. While you were praying for speed, God was praying for safety. Some blessings look beautiful until you live inside them. Some doors open quickly but lead to years of quiet exhaustion. Some relationships feel warm at first but slowly drain your purpose and identity. God spared you from learning that lesson the painful way. The delay saved you from emotional collapse. It saved you from spiritual burnout. It saved you from success that would have cost you your peace. You felt stuck, but you were actually being covered. You felt held back, but you were being hidden for your own protection. God does not rush what he intends to last. He does not release what has not been secured. He does not send you forward while danger is still active. You were being protected from people who would have had access to your blessing without respect for your calling. You were being protected from situations that would have demanded more than God intended you to give. You were being protected from versions of yourself that would have learned survival instead of trust. Every unanswered prayer had a reason. Every closed door carried mercy inside it. Every almost was a warning disguised as disappointment. You thought God was saying no, but he was saying, "I see more than you." You thought he was withholding, but he was preserving. You thought he was slow, but he was precise. The delay taught you patience you did not know you needed. It taught you discernment you did not know you lacked. It taught you how to trust God without timelines. Faith grows deepest in seasons where answers are slow. Character is refined in quiet waiting. Strength is built when breakthrough does not come immediately. If God had given you what you wanted when you wanted it, it would have taken you away from him instead of closer to him. So he delayed the gift to deepen the relationship. He slowed the outcome to strengthen your foundation. You were learning how to hope without anxiety, how to wait without bitterness, how to trust without control. Those lessons cannot be rushed. They must be lived slowly, intentionally, patiently. Christmas is approaching, and it will not just be a celebration, it will be confirmation. Confirmation that God arrives exactly when he intends to. Confirmation that delays never cancel promises. Confirmation that heaven is never late. Jesus did not arrive early, he did not arrive late. He arrived when the time was full. And in the same way, what you are waiting for is scheduled, not forgotten. God has already marked the moment. What feels postponed has been guarded. What feels withheld has been protected. What feels slow has been secured. There were battles God fought for you without your awareness. There were traps he dismantled quietly. There were outcomes he redirected silently. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was happening behind the scenes. God was clearing what you could not confront, removing what you could not detect, blocking what you would have walked into unknowingly. You were being protected from becoming successful too soon, protected from responsibility you were not meant to carry yet, protected from weight that would have crushed your joy. Blessings carry pressure, favor carries expectation, calling carries cost, and God refused to let that cost destroy you. The delay was not punishment, it was wisdom, it was mercy, it was love expressed through restraint. Even now, God is still working in your favor, still aligning details you cannot see, still removing risks you never noticed, still preparing the ground beneath your feet. You are closer than you think. You are safer than you feel. You are more covered than you realize. Christmas will remind you that God keeps his promises. It will remind you that waiting was never wasted. It will remind you that protection often disguises itself as delay. Very soon you will see clearly what God was shielding you from. And when you do, the pain of waiting will make sense. Your heart will finally rest. Your faith will deepen. Your gratitude will overflow, because you will understand what you could not see before. The delay was never the problem. The delay was the protection. And God allowed it because he loves you. Chosen one, understand this clearly now, because this is where peace begins to replace pressure. What God delayed, he did not abandon. What he paused, he was actively preparing. And what he protected, he intends to release in the right way, at the right time, with the right foundation. You are not standing in the aftermath of delay. You are standing at the edge of alignment. God never slows a process unless what is coming must be sustained, protected and stewarded carefully. Quick blessings excite you. Prepared blessings establish you. And God decided your future needed to be established, not rushed. You were not just waiting for something to happen. You were being shaped into someone who could handle what is coming without losing themselves. Because blessings do not just add to your life. They test your maturity. They test your humility. They test your dependence on God. If God had released it earlier, it might have elevated your position but damaged your spirit. And God values your soul more than your speed. So he slowed everything down. He removed noise so you could hear him clearly. He reduced distractions so you could see honestly. He thinned the circle so you could stand firmly. This season has not been about absence. It has been about refinement. You were being taught to stand without constant reassurance, to obey without immediate reward, to remain faithful when progress was invisible. That kind of faith cannot be produced in fast seasons. It is formed in quiet ones. You are learning how to trust God's timing more than your emotions, how to value peace more than applause, how to choose alignment over approval. Those lessons are protecting your future, because what God is preparing to give you will attract attention. It will attract responsibility. It will attract spiritual resistance. And without this preparation, it would have overwhelmed you. God does not promote without protection. He does not elevate without equipping. He does not expand you without first stabilizing you. That is why the delay felt so personal. That is why the waiting felt heavy. Because God was working deeply, not quickly. You were being trained to recognize what is from God and what only looks good. You were being taught to pause instead of rush, to listen instead of react, to trust instead of control. Those skills will guard you in the season ahead, because where God is taking you, not everything that approaches you will be safe. Not every opportunity will be pure. Not every open door will be ordained. And now, because of the delay, you will know the difference. This season has sharpened your discernment. It has strengthened your spiritual boundaries. It has deepened your prayer life. It has quieted your desperation. That is not delay, that is development. God was building capacity inside you. Capacity to receive without pride. Capacity to lead without ego. Capacity to bless others without losing yourself. You are becoming someone who can hold favor without being consumed by it. Someone who can receive abundance without forgetting dependence on God. Someone who can walk in authority without abandoning humility. That transformation matters more than speed ever could, because blessings without maturity eventually become burdens, and God refused to let that happen to you. As Christmas approaches, something subtle but powerful is shifting within you. Your faith feels calmer, your trust feels steadier, your urgency feels quieter. That is confirmation, because God always confirms internally before he manifests externally. Peace always precedes provision. Clarity always precedes release. Rest always precedes expansion. Christmas is not just a date on the calendar. It is a reminder that God arrives exactly when heaven decides the time is full. Jesus was not early. He was not late. He arrived at the appointed moment. And the same God who orchestrated heaven's arrival is orchestrating yours. Nothing about your life is off schedule. Nothing about your calling is behind. Nothing about your future is uncertain to God. He has already seen the outcome. He has already approved the timing. He has already cleared the way. What you are waiting for has been spiritually secured, emotionally protected, strategically aligned. God removed what would have interfered. He removed what would have drained you. He removed what would have distracted you. Now what remains is alignment, and alignment always feels quieter than excitement, but it is far more powerful, because aligned blessings do not require struggle to maintain. They flow with peace. They settle with clarity. They grow with stability. You are not stepping into something fragile. You are stepping into something anchored, something established, something sustainable. That is why God insisted on the delay. He was not wasting time. He was investing in longevity. When this blessing arrives, it will not arrive with anxiety. It will not arrive with confusion. It will not arrive with fear. It will arrive with peace as confirmation, with clarity as assurance, with rest as evidence. You will recognize it immediately, because what is from God never requires you to abandon yourself to receive it. It fits, it aligns, it settles. That is what God was protecting you for. So do not rush this final stretch. Do not resent the waiting. Do not pressure yourself to force outcomes, because heaven is not scrambling. Heaven is precise. God has already accounted for every delay, every tear, every moment of uncertainty. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was overlooked. Nothing was forgotten. You are stepping into a season where the waiting will finally make sense, where the protection will become visible, where the delay will reveal its purpose. And when that moment comes, you will not feel rushed. You will feel ready. You will feel grounded. You will feel grateful. Because God did not simply give you what you asked for. He prepared you for what you prayed for. And that preparation was the greatest gift of all. The delay shaped you. The waiting strengthened you. The protection preserved you. And Christmas will confirm it.